We're talking about the practices of staying well while pushing through resistance. And this is something you had to deal with while writing your book. So I'm excited to dig into your personal experience. But our friend Ed Milet was just talking about greatness and convenience cannot coexist. That's an interesting thought there.
Yeah.
You're always talking about on your show, the Dr. John Deloney Show, doing the hard work. And when you tell people that, what are you getting at? Because that's a very vague term to just say you got to do the hard work.
Yeah, I think so. I love what Ed says about convenience and greatness. I think we have a culture that's designed to lean towards convenient and optimization.
What's the easiest thing?
Right. And in fact, that's what all of our technology does for us. I think Netflix just tells me what it thinks I'll want to watch next, right? Or Jeff Bezos just tells me, here's some things you probably want to buy. And suddenly I'm like, I guess I'll get some fishing line, right? Like you just buy stuff. And so our whole way of being is geared towards that. And so I think it's wise to step back and say, have I over-convenienced myself as a way of being? But I think when it comes to doing hard work, I think it's arena specific. And so sometimes I need to do the hard thing and speak up in my home. I need to tell my wife, hey, I don't like this when this happens. Here's what I need in this season, and that's hard for me. Other times, the hard work is shut your mouth, right? Stop talking and let your wife explain something to you because, A, she's way smarter than you. Get over yourself. And right, so I think the hard stuff is arena dependent. Sometimes I need to get over myself and get in the gym more, and then sometimes the hardest thing for me to do is I got to rest. I got to have a season of rest. I'm just running my body into the ground. And so doing the hard thing is often looking at what's the identity I've set before? Like, who do I want to be? What are the goals I have underneath that identity, right? And then what do I have to do regardless of how I feel to live into that identity? And that's how you're going to be able to point you directionally towards doing hard work.
And that takes a level of awareness to even zoom out a little bit and go, hey, what are the practices, disciplines? What's the hard thing that I know I need to do, but I'm procrastinating or it's just too hard? I don't want to deal with that today.
It does, George, but I think that points back to what I think is if you told me to distill down the number one challenge in the world, I don't think it's the economy. I mean, all that stuff matters. It's loneliness. And I have to know I'm not good at coaching myself. That's why Michael Jordan had a nutritionist and a coach, a basketball coach and a position coach and a workout. You know what I mean? Like great people surround themselves with great people to say, hey, you feel like you're tired. You're not. Go do the exercise. Or, hey, Deloney, you got to take a break, right? So I know enough about myself to know during seasons of hard pushes, I'm often my own worst enemy. I've got to surround myself with other people. And every single business owner out there has to do that.
Yeah, you talk about connection a lot on your show as being a
kind
key.
of a one-trick pony there, but man, you've got to have people.
Yeah.
You have to.
So what does the hard work look like when you're in a tough season? Because it's easy when things are going well. Mm-hmm. But when you're in a tough season, when you meet that resistance, doing the hard work gets even harder. Yeah. So, when you wrote your book, Own Your Past, Change Your Future, I remember having conversations with you when it was, man, you could go to a dark place.
Yeah,
that's hard work.
Yeah.
What were some of the practices that you used to stay well during that time and do that hard work?
Number one, you've got to have a schedule and you just got to grind it out. And we have these romantic illusions about how people, what it feels like to be writing. And I live on some acreage out here in the woods. I mean, I had a beautiful writing spot and I dragged a desk out on my front porch and I just wrote outside. Like I was doing all the things and it was miserable. It wasn't fun. It was hard, and then I'd get annoyed and have to go back and delete 7 pages and start again. And then I'd get a chapter back, and then the editors were like, "This is garbage. What are you doing with your life? I can't believe we hired you. Does your mom even like you?" Right? So it's a constant. So here's the deal: if I wait until a hard season to create my steps towards leaning into hard things, towards the goals I want to have, it's too late. It's like just waiting to the recession to start saving your money. Like you missed the boat, right? You need to have had good behavioral, like finance practices all along so that when the tough seasons hit, you're ready to rock and roll. Similarly, I have to have a season of discipline beforehand. I've got to have a very clear, here's when this is due, here's when we have to get this done. And there came a time, hey, family, I need y'all to leave for a week. My family had to leave. They left the state. That's how
You
dramatic
kicked them
it got.
out.
Or they said, how about we leave because you're not fun to be around, right? But it took family sacrifice. It took all of us in on this thing, but we had already set those things up in advance so that when it was in the grind, dude, I didn't have to think about anything. I just had to do. An easy thing is like working out in the morning. I don't go to bed without stacking up my shorts and my t-shirt and my shoes and my watch. And if I don't stack them up and I'm just going to go back to bed. I just won't get up. I know they're right there. I take that. I've cleared the path so that it's easy for me to grab that and just head down to the gym. And so it's like that, except in every facet of our life.